What up, Team Pineapple, yes. Welcome back. We got the quick in for the win.
Hi, everybody, welcome.
I'm the Pineapple on the Pineapple. And here we go. On Life and all about the good vibes, We're going to answer a question that a friend of ours had asked the Quick Quinn on IG.
Yes, on the last video that we posted.
Yes. And the question is, how do you differentiate between someone who has bad vibes and someone who is depressed and needs a compassionate friend? So take it away, Miss Quinn.
All right. When I think about someone who has bad vibes, right, I'm just going to talk about what that means.
Separate.
Let's just separate. To me, when I'm around someone who has bad vibes, it is where they're actually projecting their own stuff onto me. Like, let's just say I'm just hanging around them or whatnot, and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm being attacked. That is definitely bad vibes, right? And so at that point, that's kind of crossing my my deal breakers for being around people. So that's when I remove myself.
Is that like being judgmental as well on their end?
Could be, yeah. Like for an example, let's just say I do something and just triggered them and they like kind of explode, right? Or like if I feel like I'm being blamed for something and I no longer feel safe in their presence, that's for sure bad vibes. Right? Like, I'm all for clearing conversations, clearing things up, like having talks like friends.
Yeah.
But if it's not like that and it's more about like just guilt shaming me or whatnot, then that's bad vibes to me. Right? It does feel judgmental. It does feel not welcoming. It does feel like they're doing this to me. Like just those vibes like, ooh, I can't be around this,
Yeah.
And also what comes up is if I am around... And this is kind of dependent on me.
Yeah.
Being a safe person and how much space I have. Because I am all for, like, being able to be that safe space for somebody to express themselves. I will watch myself if my space is being taken up because it starts to becoming, like, just a complaining party. Like over and over again, we meet up again and it's the same thing over and over again. And there just seems to be this closed door for real support to like move along. So see, that depends on my own space, if I have space for that or not.
Yeah.
And if I don't, then that would become bad vibes for me. And I need to continue to be on my journey and create more space for myself. Because, like when we complain and when we are in a dark place and we're expressing that and it becomes like a victim conversation, it does take up a lot of space for people. I'm just going to be real.
Yeah.
Right? And so to be a good friend, then I would be investing my time to create space not only for this person, but also for myself because I can only take on so much.
Exactly.
So it depends on the type of space that I have. And if I don't have enough for that, then it becomes bad vibes for me, and then I need to remove myself.
It's very similar to what we've mentioned in our course. Bad vibes is fire, right? Like really think of fire.
Yeah.
And then space is oxygen. And so when bad vibes come, right, the fire, what does it do? It burns up oxygen. And people have a finite amount of space inside of them to be able to tolerate, to be able to understand, to be able to be empathetic, to be able to be compassionate, right? That's finite. And so when bad vibes comes, it literally sucks it all out. It burns it all up.
Great visual.
Because that's what bad vibes do. They suck up all the space. They burn up all the space in other people because they have none. Because they have none.
Yeah, and then to create space, you would have to literally like practice your self-love so that you can create water.
Yeah.
And that water will create space, right? It's able to put out the fires, meaning like if a friend was to come to you and they're venting or they're sad, they're depressed, because you have enough amount of water, like you have this, like it will just like, what's it called? Steam out the fire. And you can actually take it on. You can actually sit there, listen to them, So I love that visual with like fire, oxygen, how it does take up space real fast. Real fast. And depending on, do we have just oxygen or do we have water in our with our
oxygen? Because it's hella easy to be fire. It's hella hard to be water. Hella hard.
Yeah.
So
because it takes effort.
yes, it does.
All right. And then let's talk about and someone who is depressed and needs a compassionate friend, right? So the difference here that I'm seeing for me is, it depends on who's on the receiving end when I hear this. Needs a compassionate friend. That friend needs to have enough space to be compassionate. Right?
Yeah.
So it kind of, there's a slight difference. But it's kind of like connected as well. It needs a compassionate friend. Yeah, this is, if you're someone who's depressed and you need a compassionate friend, you need to see if this friend actually has the space.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the person's one and the same, right? Like
it's very
like
connected.
when she's asking, how do they know if they're bad vibes or if they're a friend that is depressed and needs a compassionate friend? Mm-hmm. Mind if I?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I like to suggest bad vibes. Bad vibes doesn't make anyone feel good.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Just to be straightforward and frank and direct. Bad vibes, they make everyone feel like you feel the energy and you just don't want to be around it, right? The difference between that and a depressed and a friend that needs
someone who needs a compassionate friend.
Who needs a compassionate friend. This is where the permission, I like to suggest, the friend asks, they may know that they are the bad vibes, but they're asking for compassion.
Mm-hmm. They're asking for some time.
They're asking for someone who is safe.
Yeah.
To be able to, share space with, discuss, sift things through. I would say that's the difference. And then you mentioned if a person or a friend does come into that space with that depressed person, it would take the person who is depressed being aware that the friend who is being compassionate only has so much space, and for the depressed friend to be aware that they did come and that hopefully there could be, how would I say, work or results or headway or something where there is a goal at the end for when the compassionate friend comes.
Yeah.
You see, because we can burn through compassionate friends all day long, but if we don't have a goal on where it is, that when a compassionate friend comes, what is the goal that you would like to have happen with them there? Because we can sit and we can wallow and we can pity and we can self-loathe, and I get that, because this life is fucking tough. It's hella hard. But at the same time, there are very, very, very few compassionate individuals who will, allow and give space and a safe space to a depressed friend. So I would say that's the difference. The awareness that a depressed friend would be aware that the friend coming, the compassionate friend, that they only have so much space.
Yeah.
They in another term that I always hear is like they only have so many fucks to be given. Before they go, I don't have any more fucks.
Right. Yeah, especially when it is the same thing over and over and over again. But so I like how you pointed out the goal, because like if I'm the compassionate friend and I am, being the best compassionate friend that I can to the person who is depressed, I know, or I can already feel it. It's going to wear me out if we're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
Right. I'm willing to give my space as long as I see progression.
Exactly.
If not, right? Like that's like a very frank way to say it, but there's only fucks that I have left, right? Because I have myself to take care of too.
Exactly.
Right. And so this is why we're so like keen on the self-love practices, because this is a way for you to really feel like, wow, I can really handle this. I can really process this, find ways to process this with me.
Yeah.
So that I can share more good vibes with my friends instead of taking up energy from them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It will
Or
empower
burning
you.
up their space.
Burning up their space, yes. It will empower you, which we do have a course on. If you click on our link, you will see that it's there to support you and feel the support, and also that like, wow, like I can actually vent to myself. Oh, wow, I can actually express, but in a way where I'm not taking up anybody else's space.
Yeah.
Instead, you're creating your own space. And that is empowerment right there.
It is. So in short, bad vibes is fire with no purpose. Right? It's just spewing it all over like, a Warcraft dragon.
Warcraft dragon.
I don't know what that looked like, but hey, dragon.
I didn't even know that.
And then a depressed friend or a depressed person who needs a compassionate friend. That person is an individual who is aware that the people or compassionate friend, how would I say it? They have a goal.
Yeah.
They have a goal.
That's what I wanted to express too. Like they actually have a goal when they're with that compassionate friend.
And I'll give you a suggestion. If the goal for when a compassionate friend comes, perhaps it would be knowing how to process whatever pain that it is that you're experiencing, and focus on being able to process instead of the actual pain itself. Because the pain is already there.
Yeah.
It's about how to process the pain that you're going through.
Yes. Right? So like it would sound so different. Let's just say I'm the depressed friend and I'm asking for a compassionate friend. Like imagine how that experience would be like if you're like, hey, I'm reaching out, like I'm in a really dark spot. I've been just really depressed. I need someone to talk to so I can process this. I need to feel better.
Yeah.
Right. Like it sounds very like, okay, we're gonna go somewhere with this. Like I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, I'm really depressed. Like
I need someone to vent.
I just need someone to vent to.
And there are not many people who are very Christ-like.
Yes.
To be able to take on that that
or
fire.
Just calling them up and just blah 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 blah. Not there's no right. Yeah. So that's the difference with like bad vibes and someone who is depressed and needs a compassionate friend. Exactly. Oh, that's a good one.
And then last thing before we go, it goes, yes, you not only become accustomed to the bad vibes, but they also reinforce negative neural pathways. Yeah, I agree. I was actually talking to a really good friend of mine about this. We get into the habit, we condition ourselves to feel like shit. Like for example,
that's the norm.
It's the norm. I gave my buddy, we had lunch yesterday, and I had mentioned to him that when we need to make money, we would say, okay, let's go make the money, and I'm gonna put you to the side. Right? I'm gonna put myself, my well-being to the side. So hey, let me go make this money. I'll take care of you later.
Yes, that's what you're saying to yourself. Yeah. The rest of yourself.
Yeah. Later comes, you're tired. You're like, okay, it's time to take care of me. But you're like, no, I don't want to take care of me. I just want to fucking relax. I just want to just do whatever and be blah. So we don't take care of ourselves. And then here comes the cycle. Oh, I got to go make money again. So you're torn between, hey, I got to take care of my well-being, or I got to go make money. And there it goes. Boom. You go make money and you neglect this. You neglect this. And so it's just a continuous cycle of neglecting oneself. And it's no wonder that, that's how I make sense of it, that we treat ourselves like shit. That we feel like we're not, how would I say it? Not worth it. Because we are practicing the actions of putting ourselves second, third, fourth, fifth, until when you look at your priority list, money's still at the top, but you look at your list, well-being is number 10, 11, 12.
I see money and love.
Exactly.
Money and love, and then your well-being. Oh,
well-being. Oh, what's that?
Yeah, what is that? Yes. Yeah. And so, right? And then, so no wonder, just like to the second question, no wonder we become accustomed to people treating us like shit. They just fall in line with like the vibes that you've been creating for yourself, which is neglect.
Yeah.
So.
And how do you, and they always mention rewiring, rewiring. But what the hell is that rewiring?
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's self-love. Self-love.
It helps you create the space to do that.
Exactly.
To process.
Self-care helps. You know,
it could lead you to
self-love.
self-love.
Lead you to self-love.
Yeah.
But damn, rewiring happens when you decide to practice self-love, put yourself first ahead of money. See, and that's a difficult one, especially in the world that we live in. You know.
Yes, to consider including yourself in the like your goal could still be money, but then also you're like the goal is the money bit and also me.
Yeah.
So you're like adding that, and
because I'm sure you've heard, you know, the saying where celebrities, movie stars, business people, they burn themselves out and they're like, you know what, I got to take a break. You know.
Yeah, they'll take a long break.
I need to focus on me. See, because they kept putting themselves to the side, neglecting themselves.
So they take a big vacation, like a big, huge break.
But yeah, it's never enough because this is a lifetime of neglect. And you do that and practice that for so long, of course it's gonna, you know, rewire and, you know, whatever is, you know, my bald head, you know, used to be hair, but it just, whatever, it's kind of, you know, it's telling us, oh yeah, you're this, you're that. It takes self-love to be able to rewire that. It helps.
Yes.
It takes a community.
I was just gonna say that your environment has to be so about it, so encouraging and so about it, where you're like it's enforcing something else, right? It's enforcing, hey, self-love, hey, take care of yourself, hey, mental health matters, hey, healthy outlets, hey, positive self-talk, right? Like it has to be so keen on that.
Yeah.
So
hopefully that helped.
Yes, this was very good. I feel like we've never had that question asked before, so that was great. Thank you for your question.
Yeah. And if you have any more questions,
keep them coming.
Please. It's Quinn for the win.
See you later. See you on the next one.
Keep growing, everyone. Keep practicing self-love, and stay magical.
Bye.